Northeast Ohio's #1 choice for news. Cleveland's own Fox 8 News starts now.
Some peaks of sunshine today, but an otherwise cloudy day here in Northeast Ohio. And now we are talking about more rain and some possible storms. Good evening, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us tonight here at 7 o'clock. I'm Elizabeth Noreika. Joe's off tonight. Let's get right to Andre, who's keeping a very close eye on the radar for us. Andre?
Yeah, the good news is that the showers will be very scattered, and in fact, all of the thunderstorms have pretty much disappeared on radar. There's no lightning anywhere nearby, so those of you that might have a little tonitrophobia don't have to worry about that tonight, at least in the short term. And the splashes will have a tendency to die down tomorrow. Might even see some clearing skies by this time tomorrow. Now, you can see the severe weather. There's a little hint of it in Washington, D.C. area, east coast of Virginia. We have a little band of some light to moderate showers south of Portage County down to about Alliance and a crossover to Youngstown. In the greater Cleveland area, not much happening right now. There were a few spritzes out in the front yard, but we're on the mild side of the front right now, 59. That's not where the action was today. For the second day in a row, virtually all of the severe weather action was down in Louisiana, Mississippi, and Alabama, and even into the Carolinas. That'll be moving eastward tomorrow. Notice how the probability of precipitation is not 0, but it's not really high either. So that's why we're saying these are going to be periodic regions of spotty showers through the morning hours of tomorrow, and then a rather quick drop-off. We're looking at a period where the weather will potentially get pretty nice again about this time tomorrow night for a little bit of a window. And we'll have a sneak peek at your weekend, too, coming up in just a bit.
We'll see you then, Andre. Thank you so much. Ohio's COVID case count is up slightly today, but still below average. Hospitalizations are double the 21-day average, with 204 admitted in the past 24 hours. The state also reporting 60 new deaths. Vaccines have plateaued in Ohio as we sit stuck at 40%. The Wolstein Center is still accepting walk-ins 7 days a week. We also have links to other providers on fox8.com. Just click Seen on TV. President Joe Biden set a new goal exactly 3 months before the 4th of July. He wants 70% of all U.S. adults to receive at least 1 dose of a vaccine by Independence Day. We're on the right track. As of yesterday, more than 145 million American adults had at least 1 shot. That accounts for a little more than 56%. Vaccine availability could soon be expanding. The FDA is expected to give the green light by next week for the Pfizer vaccine to be used on 12 to 15-year-olds. Back in March, Pfizer released early data from its human trials showing no COVID cases among fully vaccinated adolescents and found younger kids had similar side effects as adults. But even if approved, Ohio's public health officials still have to wait to be cleared by the state before they can begin administering the shot to that age group. Lake and Summit County are currently holding vaccine clinics at schools in their area for those 16 to 18.
We were also up against the deadline of we need to get the students done before school lets out so the parents don't have to be present.
Children's Hospital of Akron has done a lot of the school-based clinics as well. So we'll be working with them to look at school-based during the summer.
A parent or guardian would need to sign a consent form for those 12 to 15 for clinics outside of school. That parent or guardian would also have to be present. Moderna has also been testing its vaccine on teens and is expected to release its findings in the coming months. The senseless shooting death of a local Lyft driver may not have been as random as it first seemed. We first met Christopher Ruki of Hudson in 2019 when he was responsible for helping catalog genuine Cleveland Indians memorabilia. Ruki was shot and killed near an Akron intersection late Sunday. 23-year-old Cale Powell of Akron was later arrested and charged with murder. Investigators are still working on a motive, but say they believe Powell was in the vehicle with the victim and got out just before the shooting.
There's still some things we don't know in terms of what the true motive was, but we know that the victim, as you pointed out, was a Lyft driver, and so what the relationship was to the victim in that official capacity. We're still trying to understand that.
Powell is being held tonight on $1 million bond. The case still will go next to a Summit County grand jury. A video released to the Fox 8 team shows a local police chase ending in a fiery crash. Parma Heights police say a driver wiped out after racing away at speeds up to 100 miles an hour. This all happened Saturday morning after police were called to the Sky Lounge for a fight. Then someone fired shots in the parking lot and a car took off. Video shows the driver crashed about 90 seconds into the chase.
He just crashed. We got power lines down. See something exploded over here. That car freed the pole, cut it right in half.
That driver went to the hospital. No charges have been filed. A Streetsboro City Council member in custody accused of sending inappropriate photos to a 13-year-old boy and then showing up at the teen's house. John Rudiger faces charges of disseminating matter harmful to juveniles. The teen's parents say Rudiger first contacted their son on Snapchat. The case will be presented to a grand jury. 10 men were busted during a human trafficking operation in Summit County, including a teacher. The sheriff's department says all of the men were charged with engaging in prostitution after answering online ads that were part of a sting operation. Authorities say 60-year-old David DeLong is a teacher for Massillon City Schools. Several human trafficking victims were also identified during this operation and have since gotten help. Authorities in Medina County are trying to find the driver who dumped 2 kittens in a neighborhood and then drove off. It all happened late Sunday afternoon in Lafayette Township, and the driver of what police believe is an older model Suzuki Vitara was caught on camera abandoning those kittens. You see them right there. After they were dumped, they stayed in the street. Fortunately, though, someone saw the cats and scooped them up. And it was only after the family checked their Ring camera that they realized what had happened. The 7-month-old tuxedo kittens were taken to a shelter.
They were laying just side by side, kind of hunkered down, and I thought, oh my gosh, somebody lost some kittens, was my first naive thought. I still can't believe it when I look at it that I saw a human being do this. I guess I just think the best of people.
Thankfully, she was able to help him. Anyone who can identify the driver of that SUV should call Medina Police or the SPCA. Once the kittens are spayed, they will be up for adoption as a package deal. Today is Election Day in Ohio. There are no big statewide issues or candidates on the ballot, but there are plenty of tax levies. The polls close at 7:30 tonight. Then we'll have all the results for you on our website, fox8.com, and, of course, on Fox 8 News at 10 o'clock. It has become a hot topic across the country, and now it's becoming a hot topic right here in Ohio. The debate on transgender females in sports. Should it be allowed in Ohio? Senator Christina Rogner from Hudson is one of 2 women Republicans backing House Bill 61 and Senate Bill 132, which would ban transgender females from female teams. Right now, the Ohio High School Athletic Association allows for transgender females to play on girls' sports teams following a year of hormone therapy or test results that show no physiological advantages over genetic females of the same age group.
You don't want your daughter playing on a field or running against other girls that have used certain performance-enhancing drugs, right? So why would we want them playing on that same field with someone that was born a biological male?
It really puts female athletes down and you know, makes women sound as if we're not as good as male athletes.
No transgender athlete holds a state record. Senator Rogner says she expects the bill to pass, but it likely won't happen before fall. It was 51 years ago today, 4 students were shot and killed by the National Guard at Kent State University. This year, the school hosted a series of virtual events to honor and reflect. They also added to the historic landmark on campus by placing 9 markers to memorialize wounded students.
I do think it's very important to have the markers for the benefit of people who come after the fact, who can see the distances involved, and to put to rest the lie that the guardsmen on the hill that day used, which was that they were afraid for their lives, and so they had to shoot people to save their lives.
Kent State University released that new video today at noon, the same time of the rally where the shooting happened. Demonstrations against the Vietnam War had been going on for days on campus. The tragedy is seen as a turning point in opposition to the war. Cuyahoga County Police now have another option when dealing with people with mental health problems. They can take them to the brand new diversion center instead of taking them to jail. The center is set up to treat people with addiction and mental illness. The idea is to give them the tools to recover rather than just locking them up. Alone in the woods for 5 months, a missing woman found alive. Still ahead here tonight at 7, the 3 things she did to survive through the dead of winter. Mocha, latte, or even decaf, how your coffee order could be predetermined by your DNA. Is drinking diet soda really a smarter health choice than sipping those sugary soft drinks? Why, you might be surprised. We have some breaking news to tell you about. The defense attorney for former Minneapolis police officer Derek Chauvin filed a motion for a new trial. Attorney Eric Nelson argues the court abused its discretion by not agreeing to a change of venue and not sequestering the jury. He also filed on grounds of jury misconduct. It comes amid controversy surrounding a photo of one of the jurors at a march with a shirt reading, "Get their knee off our neck." Chauvin was found guilty on all 3 counts of second-degree murder, third-degree murder, and second-degree manslaughter. His sentencing is scheduled for June 25th. After months of being banned from social media, former President Donald Trump is launching a new communications platform. It appears on his website and allows Mr. Trump the ability to post comments, images, and videos and communicate directly with his followers. This platform appears to only offer one-way communication, so it's not clear if the former president has additional platforms in mind for the future, which would be more similar to social media. In the meantime, Facebook's independent oversight board has reviewed its ban of President Trump and will announce its official ruling tomorrow.
If they tell us that former President Trump's account should be reinstated, then we will honor that.
Facebook's ban, in addition to bans by Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter, has since stirred debate over free speech. One day you're up, the next you're down. After a huge gain on Monday, the Dow Jones posts a modest increase of about 20 points. The Nasdaq tanks even harder than it did yesterday with a loss of 261. The S&P also fell, losing 28 points by the end of trading today. An investigation now underway into a deadly train accident in Mexico City as crews began removing dangling subway cars. Crews shifted subway carriages left, partially suspended, after an elevated section of the track collapsed onto a busy street. Rescuers brought in a crane to stabilize the wreckage so they could safely continue the operation. Several bodies were found inside the subway cars but could not be removed. The accident killed at least 23 people with dozens more injured. Mexico City's mayor is promising a thorough investigation into one of the deadliest accidents in the city's subway system. Missing for more than 5 months, a woman was found alive in the woods of Utah. Search and rescue volunteers have been scouring the wooded area since late November of last year, when a 47-year-old woman seemingly disappeared, leaving her belongings behind. The search continued through the winter, but slowed after a series of dead ends. That is, until an unexpected discovery this past weekend, when a sheriff's sergeant and drone pilot came out to search again.
They set the drone up, and apparently on one of its first passes, the drone crashed. So they went up looking for the drone that had crashed, and in doing that, they came across another small campsite where there was a tent, and as they're looking at this, the zipper of the tent unzipped, and this woman, who we had identified the previous year in November and December last year, sticks her head out.
The woman, who isn't being identified, rationed the little bit of food she had over the months and then lived off the land. She found a small stream for drinking water and sustained herself by eating grass and moss. She told authorities she was missing by choice. She's been taken to a hospital for treatment. Turning now to the weather, a bit of a soggy day out there as we take a live look right now from our Chagrin Falls camera. 717, 59 degrees, and it feels very humid out there, Andre, which usually is pretty indicative that we're going to get some rain.
And we have a few of those showers around. They're kind of haphazard here and there, not everywhere, but we did capture a few instances on one of our time-lapse cameras, actually all of them, at some point in the day had rain showers. But let's go down to North Canton, Faith Family Church, right along I-77, and that's just south of the Akron-Canton Regional Airport. Watch as we put this into motion, and we're going to stop the action right there. Oh, wow, look at that rain shower just about 2 o'clock this afternoon. And then that left, but boy, that parking lot was pretty wet for a while. But watch what happens here. At about 5 o'clock, we get some blue breaks in the clouds. However, that was also followed by more scattered showers, which are showing up on Doppler weather radar. But you can see the distribution here is rather haphazard. It is not widespread, and it is not organized. There's no severe weather anywhere. And we do have some of the showers that just drifted by that camera now pushing up into Alliance and southern Portage County, heading towards Youngstown. Not too much to the west. Things are pretty quiet. And the distribution of rainfall, dependent on whether or not you got underneath one of those heavier showers, we had everything from 1/100th of an inch, Hopkins Airport, to almost 1 inch of rain in Mansfield. High today 72, so there's the warmth, and it was somewhat sticky as well. You can see the current temperature, though, 59 degrees. The cooler air is starting to come in, and the showers will drift by until tomorrow morning. Then, notice that the atmosphere indicates that we could see some brighter breaks tomorrow afternoon. So, off and on showers tonight, more off than on in most cases. More importantly, the temperatures drop to 46 and won't recover to 72 tomorrow, but 52, a 20-degree decline. Maybe a wake-up shower, then some sunny breaks hopefully by the end of the day. So Wednesday afternoon through Wednesday night and early Thursday looking okay, but coolish. A few scattered showers late Thursday and early Friday. Right now, we're going to go with Saturday for our pick day. Partly cloudy skies. Best chance of showers will happen on Sunday. So right now, we're pretty confident that Saturday will win the competition, and we'll let you know as we fine-tune and tweak as we approach the weekend.
All right, Andre, thank you so much. The NFL draft may be over, but the league is still working to make an impact in Cleveland. The NFL Green, its environmental program, donated truckloads of building materials and NFL draft decor to 20 nonprofit and organizations to be reused. Some materials will even be used to build new homes in Cleveland. The Greater Cleveland Habitat for Humanity Restores received plywood and carpet, among other items, that will go on sale later this week. Money from those sales will be used to put families into Cleveland homes. The NFL Green team leaders say it's their mission to leave a green legacy in each host city.
A lot of events, unfortunately, do still trash out things after their events. We want to make sure that doesn't happen. This is valuable stuff.
All of these boards were bolted floor to ceiling. They're like 16 feet long, plywood on aluminum frames. It's a lot of great material, you know, whether it gets used as is or repurposed for something else. It's just good that it's coming back to the community.
The spokesperson for the Greater Cleveland Habitat for Humanity said when they do new builds, crime goes down on the street they're on. In 2019, they placed nearly 30 families into homes. And from the NFL draft to the Fox 8 anchor draft, each day we are picking one of our anchors to join us live on the show to open up the commissioner's envelope. Inside will be your chance to win up to $5,000. Tune in tomorrow during Fox 8 News at 4 o'clock for your chance to win. That's the evening broadcast, 4 p.m. We'll still ahead tonight at 7 why your DNA may influence how much coffee you drink. We'll explain the impact on your caffeine intake when we come back.
Fox 8 News is brought to you by Cuyahoga Community College. Tri-C, where futures begin. Stocks brought to you by Feasel. Visit FieselInc.com for touch-free inspection.
And finally tonight, it seems like the smart choice, but Diet Pop might not be all it's cracked up to be. A new study finds diet soft drinks are actually no better for you than full sugar drinks. Researchers looked at data from over 1 million adults and found those who consume sugar-sweetened or artificially sweetened drinks are more prone to the same serious health issues, specifically heart problems. They found in the end there was no difference between the two types other than one having a much lower calorie count. And a new study says your genetics may influence how much coffee you drink. Australian researchers found that people who drink less coffee, decaf, or avoid coffee altogether are more likely to suffer from high blood pressure and angina and arrhythmia. The reason? Protective genes will regulate your caffeine intake, and how much coffee we drink is likely to be an indicator of cardiovascular health. So if your body is telling you not to drink that extra cup of coffee, there's likely a reason. Well, that is our time here tonight at 7 o'clock. Thanks so much for joining us. Be sure to join us at 10. Until then, have a wonderful night.